The teams for Pandora's Box 12 got announced a couple days ago, and similar to the last time, these teams got some pretty crazy duos along with some really cool newcomers. But if I'm being totally honest, these are some of the best, well-rounded, while also being very strong PB teams we've ever seen. So shout out to the wonderful Master Garf for making these absolute banger teams. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into the teams for Pandora's Box 12. Alright, so first up we have the Crimson Cyclopes with Ghosty Fruit, CPK, FireBreathMan, and Morgan Plays, with their average being around 8,159. Now, this is actually a very interesting team to start out with due to FBM and Morgan being a really good duo, but actually one of the weaker duos in this event because this event is actually really stacked when it comes to like duos, but they are still a really good duo nonetheless and actually have a lot of pop-off potential. But another thing about this team is that Ghosty and CPK don't really have that much experience in PB, so this team is kind of limited in that way, but at the end of the day, I think FBM and Morgan should be able to carry pretty well, but I mean, maybe CPK and Ghosty can pop off if the team pops off, but all around, pretty solid team to start out with, and not much else to say, but I think this team actually could get like top 5. But I think this team will end up placing around like 5th or 6th, so like somewhat in the middle of the pack range, maybe 4th. I don't know. They might be able to squeeze into 4th, but right now I'll say they get like 6th or 5th probably. I feel like that's a fair placement for this team. Next up, we have the Hazel Hydras with Lockiness, Dong Fortnite, It's Iggles Piggles, and Remote Birch, with their average being around 8,148. Again, another strong duo here with Piggles and Sam. I would say this duo is actually stronger than FBM and Morgan, but it is pretty close considering Sam is a lot better at Block Wars Origins and Block Wars than he is at PV, but he's still really good at PV nonetheless, and Piggles is one of the best PV players in the entire event. So I would say this team is pretty top heavy at the end of the day because Locky and Birch haven't really played in PB in a while, so they are kind of a little bit rusty. But I don't know how far this team will be able to get because there are some other strong teams in this event. But for right now, I'm probably going to say this team gets like 7th place. I feel like that might be fair, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but for right now, yeah, I think 7th is a solid placement for them. Next up, we have the Golden Griffins with SMK, Stand-In, Not Souls, and Pixel Craftian, with their average being around 7,968. Now, this is one of the more well-rounded teams in the event, because Stand-In is very much one of the best players in the entire event, and SMK, Jack Not Souls, and Pixel Craftian are 3 really good role players to put around Stand-In, so I think this team is very well-rounded. So theoretically, on paper, this team should do really well, but I don't know how well they're going to do, considering, again, the rest of these teams are, like, really good. So, yeah, this team might be the weakest, or one of the weakest, but I don't really have much more to say about this team, so I'm actually going to put them in 8th place, sadly, and give them last. But I think this team could actually prove me wrong and actually do really well. Then we'll have to wait and see though. Next up, we have the Mint Mermaids with O Garfield, Purpled, Mysticat, and Antfrost, with their average being 8,535. Finally, we have the Ogar and Purple duo. Let's go. This is hype. And then, of course, we have Misty and Anthos along for the ride as well. Now, you guys are going to have to let me know down below in the comments who's better, Gar or Misty, because I think it's really close. I know their averages are really close, but who's like a duo here? Is it Purple than Gar or is it Purple than Misty? I think right now it's probably Purple than Gar because Gar is more like experienced than Misty, but Misty's been playing in PB for actually a while now, so it might be Misty. I don't know. But for right now, I'm going to say Gar and Purple, they're the duo on this team. And if you guys end up agreeing with me, I think this Ogar and Purple duo is actually one of the better duos in the event, so it's going to be exciting to see how they play together, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see how Purple actually specifically plays, because Purple is coming off such an insane event with Fine and Pandora's Box 11 that, you know, it's hard to like live up to that, so maybe Purple can live up to it, and maybe Purple can go back to Kelawesome, or maybe this team will end up doing pretty bad and getting, you know, bottom 3, I don't know, but for right now, I'm actually probably going to predict this team top 3. I don't know. This team is really, really interesting. I'm going to say they get 3rd for right now. I'm going to say they sadly miss out on Kelawesome and end up getting 3rd, but I think it's going to be really, really close. This team is a very well-rounded team, though, because Anthos, Misty, and Ogar are really good players to surround someone with, like, Purpled with. Coming off of a really good first event, you know, you don't want Purple to, like, fall off and do really bad in his second event because he doesn't have, like, a good surrounding cast because he gets nerfed. So giving him a very strong cast of surrounding players is a very smart move by Master Garf. Also, Master Garf, well done with these teams, by the way. They're very cool. So yeah, I can't wait to see how this team performs and how Purple performs specifically. But yeah, for right now, I'm going to say this team gets 3rd. Let me know where you're predicting this team down below in the comments, though, because it's a very interesting team. Next up, we have the Diamond Dragons with Wolfeei, Fruitberries, Antfrost, and Ted's Attic, with their average being around 8,292. Now, this is one of the more hyped up teams in the events because Wolfeei, Fruit, and Ant is a really cool trio, and Ted I know is like really good friends with like Wolfeei and Shane and Sam and all their whole friend group, but I know Ted hasn't played in a lot of Minecraft events as of recently, like doesn't play in that much Block Wars Origins, and I don't think has played in a PB in a while. Correct me if I'm wrong though, I'm pretty sure Ted hasn't played in a PB in a while, but cool to see Ted back. And then of course the Wolfeei, Fruit, and Antfrost trio is a very hyped up trio for this event, and Fruit and Ant actually a really good duo, to be honest. Like, this team could go really far, or they could do pretty like average. I think for the most part they're probably going to do like around middle of the pack, maybe 4th, maybe 5th, around there. I feel like it's a pretty solid prediction for this team. I could see them getting 4th. I could see them getting really top 2. I mean, if they pop off, like if Fruit goes insane, I could see them getting top 2. But for right now, I feel like the most realistic option for this team is probably like middle of the pack. But in my opinion, this team along with Golden are probably the two teams that could prove me the most wrong. So for right now, I'm going to put this team in 5th place, but I could 100% see them getting a lot higher and doing really well. Next up, we have the Cobalt Centaurs with 4 civets, Reddoons, Boosfer, and Ameston, with their average being around 9,005. Now, I know you're thinking this average is crazy, which it is, but, like, it's really broken because this is such a well-rounded team. Because Ameston, like, statistically is, like, a top 10 PvP player, but, like, barely in the top 10. And Boosfer and Reddoons are really good 2nd or 3rd frags, so, like, yeah, this team is really, really well-rounded because 4 seed can do pretty well in Minecraft events. Like, so this team all around is probably the biggest pop-off potential in the entire event, and I'm totally down for it because they could go crazy, or they could do pretty, like, mid, you know? I don't know. To be honest though, I don't know if they're gonna do mid though. I feel like they could actually pop off a lot. So I'm gonna give this team 2nd. It might be a hot take though, and I might be totally crazy in your guys' opinion, but hey, that's my hot take for this event, guys. Blues get in 3rd, baby. Come on now, let's go. Next up, we have the Purple Phoenixes with Chaos, Kaylin, Kyle F, and Yon Champ, with their average being around 8,390. Now, I'm assuming Yonchamp is a smaller creator because I don't recognize them, and also I don't think they've played in a PB in a while. I could be wrong about that, but I'm like pretty sure they haven't played in a PB in a while, but I might be wrong. But anyways, cool to see them in the event and on this amazing team. And then, of course, we have Kyle F returning off of a win, and then we have Kaylin and Chaos as a duo, and I've been seeing people hyping up this duo a lot lately, and to be honest, I kind of see it. This duo might be like the strongest in the event, probably is, because Chaos can get top 10 pretty consistently in PB, and Kaylin, of course, is like top 3 almost every single PB. So yeah, it's a pretty strong duo, and probably the best duo, I think, because it's like the most proven, and they have the most experience and everything like that. So I would say this team has the best duo, but I don't know if they have the best supporting cast, so that's why I'm going to put this team in 4th for right now. I can see the argument for top 2, and I was originally going to put this team in 2nd, but I actually decided to believe in Cobalt a little bit more than Purple, and I don't know, maybe this team could beat out Mint and get 3rd, but for right now I think 4th is a solid place for them. But I'm not doubting this team by any means, but I'm just picking Blue over them because, you know, I'm more biased towards Blue. Sorry, Purple. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Pink Pegasi with Fulham, Feinberg, Curryway, and President Poundcake, with their average being around 8,239. Yo, we got the full HBG team as the last team in the event. This is crazy. Curry and Poundy, of course, being the newcomers here. A very cool duo, very recognizable duo. And then, of course, we have Fulham and Feinberg returning in the event. And yeah, this is a crazy team. Very unexpected. I don't think anyone would have expected to see a full HBG teams in a Minecraft event anytime soon. But hey, now that Pandora's Box has a whole cast of HBG members, I guess they can do it now. So it's really cool to see. And if you've been following up to this point, you can probably tell that I've left the 1st place spot open, which is really weird because there's only one team left, and I think you guys know what that means. I'm going to put this team in 1st place. Now, I know this might come as a shock to a lot of you because you probably think like Purple or like Cobalt should get 1st, but to be honest, like over the past couple events, I've learned not to doubt Feinberg, like in Block Wars and like in last PB, so like I'm not going to doubt Feinberg anymore, guys. I realize how good he is, okay? Like he's not a top like 3 PB player, but he's like he's arguably top 5 right now, okay? Like just based off of his first event, he went absolutely crazy. So I'd expect him to do really well this event. Not as good as he did in that event, like outplacing Kelawesome and everything like that, but I expect him to do really well still in this event because Kel's not in this event, but he still has Kaylin, Standin, you know, Piggles, Purples, but I think Feinberg is still going to do really well nonetheless. So yeah, and I think Feinberg and Curry is going to go crazy. I think Curry's not going to do as well as like Purple did last event as a second frag define, but I think Curry's still going to do really well nonetheless and have a great first event. I think this entire team's going to do great. I think Poundy's going to do amazing. I think Fulham's going to pop off, and I think this team is going to get first freaking place, man. Come on, you can't doubt HBG. You can't do it anymore. I mean, they're just too good. So yeah, this is probably my hottest take. If Blue's not my hot take for putting Blue in second, then Pink's definitely my hot take for putting them in first. But I believe that Feinberg will absolutely, like, you know, pop off like he did last time, and so I think him and Curry are going to do amazing together. So yeah, that's my opinion on this team, and I think they're going to get first place. Let me know what you think about this team down below in the comments. Alright guys, so really quick before the video ends, I just want to give you guys my current Pandora's Box 12 team predictions. In 8th place, I have the Hazel Hydras. In 7th place, I have the Crimson Cyclopes. In 6th place, I have the Golden Griffins. In 5th place, I have the Diamond Dragons. In 4th place, I have the Purple Phoenixes. In 3rd place, I have the Mint Mermaids. In 2nd place, I have the Cobalt Centaurs. Meaning, of course, in 1st place, I have the Pink Pegasi. Anyways, guys, there are my current Pandora's Box 12 team predictions. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And also make sure to comment down below your own predictions, as I'm really interested to see what you guys think on this event, because these teams are really well-rounded and very crazy. And if you haven't already watched me rank every Block Wars game in a tier list, then click on this video right here to do just that. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.